Peace, good evening. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of the Foul Player Land. As always, I am Sir Foul Player of Brooklyn, New York. Making this video regarding the attack on the NYPD that happened by the migrants a couple of days ago. If you guys don't know, I believe on Monday, a group of migrants attacked two NYPD's officers. 6 or 5 of them had been arrested, and the following day, 5 of the 6 were released, and I believe they have one individual still in custody. Maybe that might change by the time you see this video. But one thing that did happen, I'm showing a Fox News clip with this. I don't watch Fox. There's a YouTube video, just so you guys can have something to watch while I ramble. But one thing, if you guys don't know, 4 of the individuals who got released are already out of New York City. And no, they didn't get deported to their country of origin. They actually got sent to California, which is a little bit suspect, because how does a migrant who's got no means to make money, who is hanging out during the working hours and has the time to jump on these 2 police officers, have the means to afford a trip in a new country that they just got into, and afford a trip to fly into California a couple days after being released from jail? And if you guys don't can't see, like, all these guys have great clothing on. I mean, like, these dudes are dipped, all colorful. Like, I mean, it's not the best clothing, but it's better than I dress. But I mean, none of these guys look like they're fleeing from a war zone that in their country of origin to come here to find greener pastures. In fact, I mean, in New York City, you don't see any of them doing that for the most part. In the New York City, in the times I've been there recently, in the past couple weeks, you see a lot of these dudes just hanging out. I mean, they're just around in the daytime. I mean, and that's dudes from Venezuela, dudes from Ecuador, dudes from Africa, dudes from Haiti, and they're just hanging around. I mean, and hanging around idle time leads to going out and trying to make a buck by any means necessary. In the best of cases, in the worst of cases, you get people killing. In some cases, you get people beating up NYPD officers. Now, no, even though I have conservative views, I could walk and chew gum at the same time. I don't ride with the cops one bit. Like, I'm not one of these typical conservatives, because when these cops were the henchmen of enforcing the COVID lockdowns, in which people weren't allowed to go to barbershops and businesses, it was these cops that were enforcing those rules in Chicago and New York. So I'm not gonna give them a break just because they're getting their ass kicked by these migrants. Because at the end of the day, when you support tyrants, then you got to support the decisions that tyrants make in the long run. And right now, tyrants chose to inundate our country with migrants who are up to no good. I'm pretty sure, like, from watching this video too, because these guys were getting thumped on for a little while, and this is the Times Square area. There's a lot of cops in this area, and no other cops responded to these guys getting beat up. I mean, at least they didn't do it immediately, which is kind of strange knowing the area, because cops are everywhere out here. See, you even have this guy in the melee attempting to pull something off the cop's duty belt. I think he has the guy right here with the red and white. He's trying to pull a piece of equipment or a phone. They say one of these guys actually stole a phone from the police officer. See this guy with the red, white, and blue? And what if that individual would have grabbed that cop's gun? It would have been classified as something the cop did wrong or something. Also, too, some of these individuals, 2 of them were released, and if you can see here, like with this story, they have it blurred out, in which this fool right here, I think his first name is Johan, gives the fingers to the reporters that were tracking this story or that were waiting on him to be released from prison. I think he was the last one that was yet to be released from prison. And yeah, you see, this is another individual. See, and these people aren't here on the humble and not looking to attract attention, or they know they're here illegally. But they're here with a vengeance. They're here like you owe them something, and that's what the policy of this current regime is running with. DEI till your heart drops. Diversity, equity, inclusion at your own peril. These people that are coming into this country are being told from Jump Street that they're at the bottom of the totem pole in the race for the who's qualifies for more DEI. And at this current juncture, it's the migrant class that qualify for the DEI. So get your ass to work tomorrow morning, pay your taxes, and finance this operation that's gonna engulf you at some point. You know, New York City at this current juncture is engulfed. Chicago at this current juncture is engulfed. Boston, your turn is coming next. If you guys haven't seen my story yesterday regarding the black residents of the Roxbury community in Boston, one of Massachusetts oldest, most historic black community, is now beset by migrants. And they could have placed them anywhere within the large state of Massachusetts. They could have put them other places in the city of Boston, but they chose to go or to place them within these black areas. And your city's coming next. Detroit is getting a large number of migrants, from what I'm being told. It's gonna come to every city USA probably. Surprised it hasn't inundated California, even though they already had a migrant problem in years past, which they probably didn't consider a problem. They probably consider it a blessing, a boon. But this is not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm gonna implant a theory in your mind now. That way, when I do cover this theory in future terms, nobody looks at me like I'm crazy. Because although I do support MAGA as a movement that people could get behind and maybe steer into the direction of perfection, because not everything that comes out of MAGA is perfect, i.e., Operation Warp Speed. But or a lot of the cabinet positions that were taken by, there's my cat Silver. A lot of the cabinet positions that were appointed by 45, they weren't great. Tell you straight up. But I also, again, could walk and chew gum at the same time. I could say that I support a presidency of 45 or 47 next, while also saying that I'm not while also saying that what kind of power is going to be wielded to somebody like this, who in 2024, everything he said in terms of immigration, in terms of the border wall, in terms of investigating certain elements in the Ukraine, in terms of so many other things that 45 has said that have now come out to be true. Sorry, cat's making noise. So many other things that 45 has said over and over and over again that have turned out to come true in 2024, especially this migrant situation. It would give Trump a really, really, really entrenched bully pulpit position should he gain office again, and that could be good or bad, depending on how you look at it. One thing I do know is that drastic measures do need to be taken to remove these migrants from America en masse. But that could also mean a bunch of bullshit too. When you sit down and think about the logistics of all that, who knows? I have zero idea where we're going to head into 2025, let alone like the end of 2024. Zero idea. We just got into the first day of February. Second day of February when you see this video, more likely than not. And it's already tumultuous as all heck. And the guy sitting in the Oval Office is the culprit behind much of this, or the people that run the guy who's sitting in the Oval Office, because I don't think that much sense and thought originates in the old or in that man's head at this current juncture. It's all the people that are pulling the strings that aren't even in really high up government positions that run government in for all intents and purposes. But this situation is getting scary. I talked to my mother-in-law today, or my wife talked to my mother-in-law today, who's a big time 45 hater. And it never even dawned on her that the guy who's currently in office could be behind the fact that these migrants are now entering into the country, until my wife explained to her what was being done at the Texas border as we speak today, February 1st, and the past couple of weeks, past couple of days, the contention between the state of Texas versus the federal government in relation to the border, which addresses this migrant crisis. But it never dawned upon her until my wife explained it, and the first thing that came out of her mouth was, "Wow, like I'm starting to get scared," and you should be. I mean, the news media, mainstream media, you should unplug from that shit right now. I mean, look at it as something that you look at to laugh. And that's what I do at the very few times that I do watch regular TV or media, or regular news, that I use it as an opportunity to see, all right, what are these people lying about today? I don't look at it as a mooring point, or maybe these people are 60% right and 40% wrong, or lying to me halfway and telling me the truth halfway. No, I look at it as they're trying to convince me about something, or trying to sell me on a principle that's 100% bullshit. And that's how you should look at it too. Get your media from YouTube. Get your media from BitChute, Rumble, all these other platforms, Twitter. But the mainstream media is dead. Dead because they're over 100 on recent issues in terms of drinking the tea mandates, in terms of the BS they constantly churn out to make 45 look like he's the biggest problem afflicting the whole world, present day and going back damn near a decade. In terms of making it seem like things are normal, when right now I haven't experienced a more chaotic point in my existence, and I'm not a young man. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you're watching this on Friday, don't spend all your money and don't catch a DUI. I will be making another video tomorrow. But if you guys watch this evening, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. With that, thank you for stepping into the foul playland with me. Please like, subscribe. With that, I'm out. Bye-bye.